Welcome everybody to Unlocking Your Creative Flow Intuitive Writing Workshop. And the reason why I'm so excited about presenting this today is because I've worked with, hundreds of authors now with Rada Publishing House. I'm a publisher and a holistic healer in my background. So those two combined, I meet the most amazing people. And part of my mission and vision is bringing forward people's voices, their vision, their mission in our collaborative books. We do different series, Star Seed series, energy healing and soul medicine, which we're going to do volume 2 next year, and Poems from the Heart. But something that comes up a lot is that people have this feeling of a blockage when it comes to writing. A lot of really creative, intelligent people feel that they just feel stuck sometimes. And so I really wanted to get into more of our intuitive creativity, because that's kind of the flow that I like to get into. And that's kind of how I get excited, like for the books that we do, like Poems from the Heart. They come as downloads and then packets of information for me. And then I have to I have to translate that in the book cover and what it's about. But also I do that with writing, and there is this creative flow that is available to us. And, it really helps having that healer side, which all of you know about too. And most of you here are all healers as well. But what I like to do is take a little journey, and let's do that right now if you're up for it. But I like to take a journey in the pillar of light, actually. So let's just close our eyes and just ground down into our root chakra. Take a deep breath and release. Let's take 3. So take another one all the way to your root. And you can let out a sigh. And again. There's just so much going on in the world, and it's so nice to take a moment and just disconnect from everything, giving ourselves this sacred time. So what I love to use in healing, but also in creativity, is the pillar of light. And this is a beautiful column of light that I just see and activate. I just ask it to activate through the body, this column of light coming straight from source, the divine creator, whatever you would like to call that, divine energy. And that column is really thick and full, and it just fills us all the way up in every cell of our body, every part of our being. It just starts to completely wash us like a waterfall of crystalline light. And I always bring it down through the earth, down through the many layers of the earth, all the way to the crystal core of the earth where it connects to. And then I also like to activate something that I just call a vacuum cleaner around it. And that vacuum cleaner, quite literally, I ask it to activate. And as this energy is coming in and starting to kind of sweep through us individually, it also works through and goes into the premises of the vacuum cleaner and starts to clear out anything that's on our mind that doesn't need to be here, anybody else's energy that doesn't need to be here, anything of us that we are just willing to let go of, that's kind of the critical mind, the anxious mind. We're just going to let that vacuum cleaner take it up. And so I also imagine rising up in this pillar of light and all the way to a place where I call the heart of the creator. You can call it the heart of the divine heart. the universal heart. But in this sacred space, I find so much peace. So let's all go there and just snap your finger and imagine yourself going up through the pillar of light and into that sacred space. This is a container that contains you when you're in your creative consciousness, because really being an intuitive writer is all about our creative consciousness and connecting to that into our being unobstructed, without everything else going on, and allowing that unification of that creative consciousness to come in. And this is where we're going to get the most amazing creative thoughts. And this is where we can start with our intuitive writing. So let's just place our hands on our hearts and take another deep breath and tune in to our hearts, inviting our hearts to be here fully through this process, because as an intuitive writer, it is so very important to be connected to our heart chakra. This is also, our heart is like our first brain. And it's our creative brain too, because we get so many hits of information and downloads through our heart. And when it's closed down and shut down, our creativity is also shut down. So we just lovingly, like, really invite our heart to be fully present for this, knowing that the wisdom of our heart is invaluable. And now that that's all connected, we're going to start our first exercise of this. We're going to allow, like, our consciousness to be tapped into that universal creativity and our heart to be open. And we're going to lock that in, and then down, and then just put your hand over your womb. And we're just going to bring that energy down to our root chakra, so that we're all connected. All of it's connected. We're deeply rooted, deeply connected, and deeply in our heart. And I'd like to invite us now to just get into this creative flow. That we're going to just practice it, so you can gently open your eyes and get out your pad, or whatever you have. Don't think too much. Don't get into, stay in the space. And everybody, we're going to write a poem about our heart, like, of the voice of our heart, what our heart wants to say right now. There's no right or wrong. There's no perfect or anything like that. So I find it easier to just write on the pad and just go. And just notice how you feel if you finished or if you're still writing. Notice how it flows through you when you're kind of tapped in to that vortex, when you're connected into your heart, when you're grounded into your root. Do you feel the difference? And continue writing. And feel all the energy flowing. It's beautiful. Mm. Alana, I could see you written something beautiful.
I did actually.
I can feel it. Do you want
And
to?
sorry, I hope that I wasn't unmuted just now.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay.
I could just
Do you
see
want
the
me to share it? Is that what you
sparkle in
said?
your eye. I would love
You
for you
want
to share. Yeah.
sure. Um it says dear child, you've been so angry lately. Perhaps you've forgotten the little one within. Are you hiding her away again? Ask yourself why you cry inside. When love is so alive, can you calm your emotions and limit reactions? Can you find your way through the anger and into surrender? This chapter has been tough, and you can get through all of it into trust. You are a good mother, and as I am to you, gentle yet bold, kind yet diligent, soft yet resilient. Cry no more tears of pain. Open your heart to the deepest parts. And dear child, you are love, and you give love so sweetly. So don't let the world take the sweetness out of you.
Oh, I
Yeah,
felt that like so powerful. My heart's throbbing with like the power and the emotion and the
yeah.
beauty.
It's been a little bit, being a mom is such a beautiful, but yeah, it's rough, but it's like so rewarding, and you could forget. And I think that yeah, that's just what came through right away. It was just like I already
Wow.
knew it was coming from the other mother. So thank
That is
you.
beautiful. I'm just curious, like, did you feel like when we went into that heart space, the heart of the creator, the heart of the universe, did you feel it lock in, or like how did it shift for you? How did it just flow for you so easily?
Um, well, I always know when I'm in space with you that we're gonna go deep. So I think we already have that pillar established, so I
Yeah.
can tune in with it. And honestly, I haven't been able to when you don't, when you're practicing your spirituality because you're doing motherhood, but you still know it deep down inside. It was just really easy for me to start with Dear Child,
Mm,
because that's when I can tap into her and she can give me that wisdom that I need
mhm,
to hear, that I need to give myself.
mm.
So, yeah, I think that
I
probably that pillar of light that's been established does really help already.
mhm. There's so much purity in that poem. It's like my heart was listening and I could hear it from within the chambers of my heart because it's so clean and so beautiful.
And it's hard to be honest, this is
Yeah.
what I'm feeling right now.
Yes.
Like, I'm actually like, I do spend time crying, even though I'm
Mm,
very happy and I have like the most sweetest life, but there's still like, and that pain is actually that sorrow, and that deep love is like
yeah.
a place to surrender. And that's when we can let the words flow through. And
Mm,
that's what a lot of artists do, right? They have to channel their
yes.
pain and their
Yes.
sorrows.
And that's what I love about poetry is that there's freedom because there's no shame in poetry. There's no shame. We can be exactly where we are, exactly who we are in the moment of poetry because it's abstract in that way. And we all know that we have these depths of emotion. Poetry to me is that permission to completely have freedom and without judgment because you can't judge poetry. There's no way you could judge it.
Also, we tend to judge ourselves a lot when we're doing it,
Yeah.
and that's why we stop. And for me, it's also the fact that we think we have to rhyme,
Hmm.
and that blocks too, because I used to have this thing where I thought I had to rhyme. Just because I rhymed in one spot, I feel like I had
Yeah.
to rhyme the whole time, and you don't really
No,
have to
there's
rhyme.
no right or wrong in poetry. There's many different ways, but there is no right or wrong. What makes poetry so delicious is when you can feel it. You know, it's a feeling. To me, it sparks that feeling. It brings tears to your eyes sometimes, and you're feeling somebody else's experience through that poetry, through that moment, because of the rawness, the realness. It's such a great way actually to connect and to share and to express what's going on inside of it. So that's why I love it. I think poetry is one of the most therapeutic ways of artistically expressing ourselves. It's just, oh, it's so, so beautiful. Thank you so much, Alana. That was like gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you. I felt it, sister. I felt it. And again, no judgment as I'm talking to Alana again, put the critic aside because this is a space where we're just flowing. And in the flow state, there's no right or wrong, right? We're just flowing. And it always makes sense, even if it doesn't. So let's hear it. Let's hear it. I want to hear some more.
I think I have a response to that actually
Mhm.
that came through me. um, Thank you for coming back to me. I have so many gifts to share with you, divine being of light. You are powerful beyond your imagination. Together, we will create miracles on earth, in the cosmos, interstellar, connecting, weaving, unifying our beautiful humanity, healing our dear Mother Earth, nourishing ourselves first, then pouring from that aligned, majestic space into all else, uplifting the capacity, the human experience. I can't read my writing. You're something and something. It starts right now. Your mission and vision, it starts right now. I went into physician writing, scratch, chicken
Oh,
scratch at the end.
oh, can I hear it one more time? Is that okay?
Of course. Thank you for coming back to me. I have so many gifts to share with you, divine being of light. You are powerful beyond your imagination. Together, we will create miracles on earth, in the cosmos, interstellar, connecting, weaving, unifying our beautiful humanity, healing our dear Mother Earth, nourishing ourselves first through pouring from that aligned, majestic space into all else, uplifting the capacity, the human experience, your mission and vision. It starts right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I just,
And
oh, go ahead, please.
no,
Your
no.
voice is so lovely to hear read.
Thank you. It comes from my closed heart. And when you were sharing, Radha, the meditation, I've been working on opening my heart. And that's one of those places that it's not a new connection. It's always been there. It's always guided me. It's always, but it's like trying to shine. It was trying to shine through a tiny little crack, and Pandora's box opened wide last year. And now it's just, yeah, it felt like it was really thanking me for showing up, for coming back, for embracing it instead of trying to maybe run away or get distracted. Or yeah, I was diagnosed with adult ADD, and for me what it really means is it's just a misalignment. It's we're not coming mind body spirit aligned, but we're just scattered. And so it really feels like coming back home.
Mm.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful poem.
Oh, it does something physically to me when I hear poems from the heart. There's like, it's like a symphony. It's like the cosmos moving, like it's like the whole universe, the whole multiverse. It's just like, it's like a symphony. I don't know how else to explain it.
Absolutely.
And it just like brings tears to my eyes because it's so beautiful. It's just so real. And the rawness is actually what makes it so divine. It's like if we were writing a poem and we were just putting it outside, but when you can feel it when it's coming from the heart, it's a whole different texture. It's a whole different symphony, and it moves you. It's like, this is why we're alive. This is why we're here, because there's so much beauty available to us when we drop in and just stop for a moment and just tune in what we bring through. And we as instruments of the divine, what we bring through is so glorious, and it's so delicious. It makes
So
me
juicy.
feel alive, right? Don't you feel so alive?
Yeah, it's like radiating through my body right now. I call it the truth chills. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's undeniable because it speaks to everybody's heart. It has no layers of ego or expectation or just the human experience. We become one with the whole. So beautiful. Thank you. Oh,
Beautiful.
Just delicious, amazing. I hope that you continue and maybe continue this practice if you can, in the morning, every day. Write a poem. I've been writing up to 5 poems a day since I've been in Prague. So much is just flowing through me because I'm kind of stuck.
She's like, oh, Prague, I love you so much. I thought that rhymed, maybe not. You do look like you're glowing, by the way. The travel's been great.
Thank you. Yeah, and it's nice to like tap on your chest too, like even the heart. sometimes my heart feels so much, it almost feels like it's going to explode. Like, because, you know, these emotions have to go somewhere. Where else can they go that's healthy and productive and beautiful and creating magic into poetry? I feel like it's the most wonderful thing we have at our disposal. It's free to just write poems and create and tap in. And not only that, it's super therapeutic.
Mhm.
Um, you know, since it's just a few of us ladies, I'll just share, like, I've been writing poetry, about a loss, you know, I've had a while ago, and I didn't really have a chance to process it, like, because I was a little traumatized by what happened. And so being so far in another country, I'm finally dropping in and processing, and I'm just writing, and it's like sometimes when I'm writing, it just brings tears to my eyes because it feels so good to be this free in a place that I didn't feel much freedom. And so um it's there's so much freedom available to us when we think we're moments where we feel like we don't have that power or whatever. It's that this is our power. Our creativity is our super power. And it's something we can do on our own every day. We don't have to wait for any permission. And this is just a reminder of what's available to
Mhm.
to you at all the time. So I want to hear another poem. I'm jonesing.
Okay, can I share mine? It's very
Yeah.
simple.
Yes, please.
Okay, now I'm a grandmother, so I'm not able to do everything I wanted to do in my life that I thought I wanted to do, but I'm just living it at the moment. So here it is, a simple one. For
Mm,
so many untapped magic, I love it all there is. I love that there is all there is. I am open to seize for some experience, waiting to be filled and seen in times of instability or wanting more. And times unknown, we surrender to the divine, a world of no regrets. It appears within, allowing expansion from my heart. Permission to be whatever I am, a mother, a grandmother, and a divine conduit. Within me is my heart.
mm.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Mm, that's so beautiful. Yes. I love that you brought the generational aspects of it too, you know? And did you feel the freedom writing that?
Yes, it's very easy because I just have to let go of all my expectations in life as a grandmother. I wanted to do more things, but being a grandmother, I can relate to Alana being a mother, right now, and I'm taking care of this 10 months old. I would say 10 years old. I want him to grow so fast. 10 months old baby. And I can see how much, again, I am now remembering how much work it takes to be a mother and a caregiver and just
Mhm,
devoting your love.
mm,
And it's pleasurable, but
mhm,
it's very exhausting at times. But it's just filled with, just keep giving the magic of love to this being as it
mm,
grows. And so everything else has to be put aside, waiting to unfold at a certain time of my life. But there is a moment when a baby just keeps growing and it's precious.
mm.
And that's the moment. And I feel like that moment, you have to stay with that moment and just allow all the other thoughts to drop for the moment, because you know that the next moment will be very different also.
Oh, they
Yeah,
grow so fast.
it goes so
Right,
fast.
Leo? Right, Leo? Hi. Leo is growing so fast.
Yeah,
Hi.
they grow so
Hi,
wonderfully.
Leo.
They are so fortunate to have us as mothers, as grandmothers, as
Mm,
connected beings to usher. I mean, they're bringing the new wave. They're the new generation. They're the new way, but they're coming into this space which is very different from them. And I grew up with my grandmothers, and I'm so grateful. I'll speak for your little baby grandchild that you're taking care of.
Mm.
It is such a blessing and a gift to be held in your nurturing space,
Mm.
which is the evolved version of what's on this planet. And to be held in that safety, to just be, to have full permission to stay in the trust, to stay connected, unlike how we were raised. And that is such a service to humanity. So I just want to honor you so much for the work that you do.
Yes.
Both Alana, Maya, all the moms, all the grandmothers, just
Thank you.
yeah, the spirit mother is coming through and is just thank you for your presence, because that is everything to
you.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's every now and then you can forget and get a little snappy. And then you start beating yourself up, and that's where this poetry comes from.
I have an 8-year-old and he
Yes.
reminds me all the time.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes.
it's
Yeah.
you have to like continuously, do the work to not react and hold space, and it is a challenge, especially when you weren't given the tools. But you have to like constantly remember that you can create your own toolbox. It's like so yeah, it's I hear
Totally.
you, Maya. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Such a gift to be tapped in. And I just really love what you said about expectations. It's like the human condition will trick us to think that we're
Yeah.
different from where we need to be, or far from where
Please
we
don't
need
jump from the table,
we're
buddy.
exactly where we need to
That's
be.
not safe.
So juicy.
Okay.
So good. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Sorry, I thought I muted myself, but I stopped my video.
It's okay. It's the flow of the Divine Mother,
He's a spider monkey. He's jumping from the coffee table to the couch. Oh my God. That puts me in fight and flight all day, because you're like, you don't want them to get hurt, right? It's like, yeah, motherhood definitely can release a lot of poetry.
Yes, for sure.
All right, Danielle, let's hear yours.
Yes. Are you open to sharing?
Okay, so first of all, I just want to thank you, ladies. This is actually absolutely beautiful. And although I'm not a mother at the moment, there's a lot of relatability to it when you look at yourself as a child and you're just like, wow, like I like what you just said, Alana, like you may have not been given the tools, but you can create that toolbox. And then learning to parent yourself, so to speak, romantically fall in love with yourself so you can align with the beloved. And that's where my vision is right now, because I've yet to be in that heart space. So it's about cultivating that for me. And it does bleed into inevitably creating and nurturing that home space with your partner, whether you have a child or not. In a way, I do look at the people around me as children of God. So I see a lot of others as, in a way, my child, and I their as weird as it's, I'm not sure if I'm saying that properly, but I look out for people and I look out for myself. And there's times where I'm like, oh my gosh, what a lesson to be learned. So poetry for me is a way to learn, grow, evolve, and obviously write from the heart. And unfortunately, when we got started, I had a difficult time like opening up in a group setting at the moment. I find writing poetry to be very intimate for me personally, and I'm sure you feel the same. But I do have a little something, and in my opinion, it's very basic, but I'll read it. Okay, so I'm gonna. Okay, so hearts so pure, like juicy sustenance found in the depths of water, unity flowing, a synergy of emotion. Seer of love, romantically glowing, self-love is currently showing. And then that's where I kind of stopped. But I do feel, I don't know why I feel nervous today. I feel it's been a while since I've been on a Zoom with people. But yeah, I'm really excited about this project. And I love how deep poetry can go. So thank you all for just being here today and sharing this, because I found a little bit of myself in each one of your poems, actually. I relate.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Oh, so much too. I love what you said about the water. Could you say that again?
Can you read it again?
Oh,
Just
yeah. So,
don't be nervous. We're amongst friends.
I know. Hearts so pure, like juicy sustenance, found in the depths of, I'm sorry. Hearts so pure, like juicy sustenance, found in the depths of water, unity flowing, a synergy of emotion, sear of love, romantically glowing. I might have read it better. It's kind of choppy, so
It
No.
sounds like a
tell me
song. It sounds like a
English.
beautiful song.
Yes, it does.
Oh,
Perfect.
yeah, thank you.
Oh,
Um,
I love it. I when you said it again, it's like I got more pieces of it. And I think that's the thing about poetry is that
mhm,
you read it once or you hear it once and you get one layer, but then you listen to it or you read it again and another layer
mhm,
emerges because it's like so tapped into our subconscious and our superconscious that poetry is so layered, there's so many depths
mhm,
and there's a lot of contrast, of life and
right,
struggles and love and yearning and it's a dichotomy really, like it's
mm,
the beauty is like we're actually harmonizing that dichotomy through poetry. It's sometimes it's through the grief, sometimes it's through the longing, sometimes it's through the like I have so much here and I still want more, there. And it's the human experience. And I think we get so caught in this experience and the wheels are turning so fast for all of us that when we take a moment and breathe into the moment of what's coming up for us is where we get these like gems. And I literally see these like gems from the creator or the divine gems, but there are gems, the gems of our soul, pieces of
Mm.
our soul. And
Mhm.
there's no right or wrong, they refract in different ways and different light. And that's why you can never be wrong as a poet, no matter what, you know, every,
yeah.
everyone is a poet and they don't know it.
Can I
Oh,
But
can I say something?
yes.
I just wanted to share, Danielle. I know that you're a perfectionist, and sometimes
yeah.
your mind gets in the way.
That.
But I have to
Mhm.
say that the poem you wrote is filled with absolute information, and it's a haiku poem. It's short and
Oh, okay.
totally filled with so
Wow.
much goodness to it. I,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
just
thank you,
wanted to add
Maya.
also that flowing
Yeah.
water, you mentioned something like that, which
Yeah.
has to do with intuition. So from that, concentrated poem that you wrote, you can extract a lot of stuff from that. And so
Okay.
just when you're on your own, and you wanted to feel like, okay, I can do this, you will discover so much more coming out of that poem. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I will certainly go back to that.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
appreciate
Do
you.
you mind
beautiful.
if I also share? Yeah, what came through is very similar to what Maya said. And I feel like there's two parts to a poem. There's the writer and there's the reader. And to
Mm-hmm.
me, I feel that part of poetry that is, um, I think it's the part that you want to go deeper into. So the invitation that I heard was, it's perfect exactly as it is. And each of those words that you've used, it's a journey. Like
Mm,
every single word you use is so potent and there's nothing simple
Mhm.
about it. And depending on where the reader is on their journey, they'll receive a different understanding and a different invitation. It's part of their journey. And so my what comes through is it's perfect. Leave it exactly as it is because it came from source, and you can take it and journal on what the diving into means about you in terms of the trusting the space, whatever that is, showing up in your essence, because you are called as
Mhm.
a spirit mom. That's very much my calling, as well as I've been a teacher. My students, everyone that comes into my life comes to me, they spill everything, something comes through me, they leave, and they're happy
Yeah.
again. And they come to me later and they're like, what you said the other day. I was like, I don't know what I said, but I'm glad it helped. So I just want to say
Yeah.
you're being called to be a spirit mother, and that was
Mm,
super deep.
Oh my
It
gosh,
took
you
me
guys.
to my past lives in the water, in the
oh,
journey through that. Like it was
Wow.
just, oh, it was so
wow.
everything. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Also,
Thank you
look at
for
your
saying that.
surroundings. Look at the people you're surrounded by and the things you're doing. It's just reflections,
Yeah.
right?
Thank you guys. Thank you.
You
I
guys
really
reminded
appreciate
me
that.
too that we are all, I actually was looking for a poem that I wanted to share that I wrote, but I actually didn't write it. I spoke it into my phone, so I had to find it. But it's about how everybody is a mother to something. We're all mothering something. Even if you're not a mother, you're mothering, like, anything you have that you cherish, you're mothering in some way, or fathering. And we're caretakers of that. So you can always tap into that aspect, even though you don't have kids right now. It's the same kind of concept where you have to take care of something and cherish it and love it, and
Yeah,
so
I really resonate with what you guys are saying, and I really appreciate you bringing that to my, like, it's interesting because we know these things, but sometimes to have this type of support and to the words that you each individually choose hit me in such a powerful way. And as a spirit mom, I resonate with that, especially because I'm meeting so many people daily through Uber. I do like 30 rides a day, and there's multiple people in my car. And as an empath, that's a lot of energy moving through me and through them and in and out. And there are moments where people will get in my car and I just read their cues. I won't say anything. And then they'll just open up and share. And I'm like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. And then they leave and I cheer them up or whatever. So you're right about that, because I mean, I don't even have to prompt people. They'll just be like, yeah, so I just went through a breakup, and they just let it all out. It's like incredible. Wow. Yeah. I love poetry.
Thank you,
This is a
Danielle.
beautiful way to connect, like connect to our heart, you know? And I'm really grateful to be a part of this process. And Radha, did you want me to quickly touch on the because I am a ambassador, so I don't know
Yes,
if you want me to quickly talk about that.
yes, sure.
I'm just gonna pull up some information here real quick, guys. So, yes, this Poems from the Heart book is really special, especially for me, because again, I started writing about a year ago, poems literally from my heart. And so I felt called to be a part of this. And if anybody here today does as well, you can certainly reach out to me. I'm more than happy to do a phone call or Zoom, and my email I'll list down below, but it is holisticprbridge@gmail.com. We do have a couple different options for you if you're interested in working through the program. It's going to be starting November 6th through February 14th, which will be the actual release of the book on the 14th. But there is a couple of tiers that you can choose from, in which I can certainly go over with you or email to you directly. We are absolutely flexible and open to payment plans. If that's something you guys are, needing to do, we're definitely willing to work with you there. And I'm not sure, Radha, if there's anything else specifically you want me to mention, but I do want you guys to know you're more than welcome to schedule a one-on-one if needed. There's no requirement to make a decision today, but we do want to offer within the next 48 hours, if you decide to move forward with one of the tiers, there's a total of 3. We are going to be giving and offering a 25% off. So if you want more details, you can always contact me, or we can do a private call.
Thank you,
And
Jen.
I'll list it below here.
Yeah, put your email in there. And I feel like sharing a poem, but I feel like
Yeah.
uh
Sorry, let me mute myself.
no, I'm like, yeah, I can see how you feel. Like it's really tender to say it out loud, right? I feel like let me look for one that I'd like to share. Okay, so is it okay if I share a poem?
Yes.
You?
Yes.
Okay. In the tapestry of dreams, my dearest Maharlika rose, I envisioned a garden where love eternally flows, a place where roses bloom in colors so divine, a sanctuary of hope and beauty where souls intertwine. In this dream, we sit together, sipping tea so sweet, the fragrance of the roses, a melody that repeats. Violins play softly, their tunes of love and grace, as we welcome weary hearts to find a special place. This garden is a haven that we create, a healing rose garden where love and solace await. With every sip of tea and every note that's played, we offer peace and healing to those that have felt betrayed. The roses share their wisdom, their petals speak softly in the sacred space of beauty where the weary find their place. We are all together now in this haven we've designed, a tapestry of souls in love and hope entwined. So my beloved Maharlika Rose, let us hold this dream so tight as we envision our garden in softest, purest light, a place of love and healing where hearts find their way in this shared happy place where we hope we'll always stay.
Beautiful.
Thank
Powerful.
That's lovely.
Sweet.
Wow. That's beautiful, Radha.
Thank you.
I just envisioned this beautiful garden as you were talking. I'm like, oh.
It's you know, it's a very sentimental. It's a book, it's a personal book that I'm working on now. Yeah, you'll find out later, but it's very personal. And thank you. It's interesting, like actually reading it. Yeah, you do feel a little vulnerable, but it actually feels beautiful to say it out loud, you know. And poems are meant to be shared. They're not meant to be secrets
Mm.
hidden and hoarded forever, like in our little notebooks. You know, we have to share them. And that's one reason why I decided to curate poems from the heart, because, you know, I believe it's through the heart and it's through the heart that we will find peace in this world. It's through our hearts. When we find our humanity, when we find our hearts and remember we're all one, you know, and we're all brothers and sisters. So we all feel the same, you know, we feel the same things in our heart. Like we think we're the only ones sometimes that have this heartbreak, or we sometimes feel like we're the only one that has these experiences. But then when we share them, we realize like, oh my gosh, we've all felt that way, you know? And I think it's a way of bridging humanity to us, that what do we all have in common? Our hearts. You know, what do we all have in common is that we feel so much. We love, we go through heartbreak, we go through evolution in our life. And in the end, what we have left is our heart, you know. In the end, that's where all of our memories are. That's all of our experiences are in our hearts. So I feel that this book is really a humanitarian project in that sense, that we're bridging together people from all over the world to come together and share poems from the heart. So yeah, thank you so much all for joining. I would like to just so at the end of a creativity session, sometimes, you know, I like to kind of close it out and just kind of bring myself back, and, you know, from the higher realm. So you can just imagine again that we are still in that pillar of light, but now we can just drop down and bring our whole essence into our physical body. We can still have that pillar of light pulsing through us and that creativity pulsing through us, because who knows how many times you might want to get out your notepad and your phone or your notebook and just, you know, write another poem, because there's still more flowing through us. And in fact, the more that we do write poems, the more that we do exercise our creative spirit, the more that is available to us. It's like we're opening that portal of creativity. And it's so beautiful. as we're moving through October, we're going to be meeting a few eclipses here. And there's a lot of energy that we're going to be releasing. There's a lot of energy that we're going to be letting go of. Poetry is one of the best ways to move through this energy, because we can feel frustrated. We could feel scared about what's going on. We could feel longing to connect more with others. Whatever that feeling is, we can transfer that into poetry, and we can make sense of what doesn't make sense. And to me, that just feels right, because we can't control everything that happens in the world, but we can control ourselves and how we channel that, all these feelings. When we feel something happening across the world, it ripples into our heart. We do feel it. We feel it on a very deep level, even if it's unconscious, even if we don't watch the news and we don't know what's going on. Yeah, and I sketched a little poem, and it's really like, see, this is how it's not posh, right? We're just like making like, we're just writing it out, because this is the raw realness. And so I'm just going to read this last one, and then I'm going to invite any of you if you want to read another one. So again, they're just sketches, and I'm just reading it because I want to give people courage to just get it out and just don't overthink it. You can always edit it later. But so my heart beats for this world. Brothers and sisters, you deserve safety. You deserve love. You deserve peace. My heart sending love. Do you feel it? We, the people of the world, unite. Stand strong. Through the heavy fog of illusion, you belong. Stay strong. One day we will have peace. And that's just like what is like rippling off of my subconscious right now. So it's like, instead of carrying that, we can just put it on paper. And yeah, I just love poetry, because we make sense of things that don't make sense, and it's beautiful. So yeah, would anybody else like to share another poem? Any thoughts, feelings, emotions? Yes.
I could share.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm actually working on a poetry book myself, that my beloved partner has always been pushing me to do. I never feel like it's good enough or ready, but maybe I should present it to you and let you look at it.
Yeah.
I'll read this one that I pulled up. Do you ever like write a poem and then you wish you didn't change it because you liked the original better, but you didn't think it was good enough, so you changed it, and then you're like, oh, I can't get it back.
Yes.
So just a piece of advice: if you love your poem but you want to change it, save a copy of the original and then redo it. Yeah. This one's called "The Scars of My Mother." The scars of Mama in my DNA, layers of ancestors' lessons, as if it also happened to me. Swirling in the emotional sea, the trauma of Mama is so deep. Did I ask to be born, or was I sent here? Did she want me, or was I just created? When does the cycle stop? The wheel of life turns with no end and no beginning. The pain of generations has made its presence known. From darkness, wisdom arises, and we make our way home. To him, to her, to our divine genome, to our sovereign self. And I choose to transmute these ancient wounds and to transcend to the unknown, something that feels so familiar. Open our hearts to the sound of love and call forth our reconciliation and holy innocence returned. The spirit of destruction came to tear the twisted system, and deception led us into confusion. Therefore, I forgive, I let go. I remember what is important. After all, we are everything, near and distant. This connection to our spirit, the devils, they fear it. We go deep and deep into ourselves to see the truth of who we are. I am the wishes and the hopes of my mother's inner child. Her original thoughts wished upon that star. I come, Oh yes, I have come over and over. It's never the same, a twinkle sprinkled on my name. I set you free, free, dear mother of mine, in search of the holy mother of all life. She descends and ascends within me to resurrect the lost souls, to gather the tribes. I'm the enchanted tree of life. Within me a spark of delight, humbly alive. With her we celebrate life, open to the gates of heaven, earth no longer a prison. We are sovereign, saviors of the realm. The wounds of my mother are now mended. Now everything can be peaceful as intended. Great goddess awaken within me. There's no going back to sleep. And let the kingdom of heaven be made manifest and finally put my scars of my mother to rest.
Mm. Whew.
It's a little all over the place, but
No, no, it's powerful. I mean, I
it
could
actually started off about the scars of my actual mother, because I felt like that they were in my DNA, like memories of things that happened to her that I thought happened to me, but they didn't. But then it ended up being, it always goes back to this cosmic mother. It just ends up being so much bigger.
Wow.
So yeah.
It's really deep. I love it.
It
Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing that.
Oh,
Alana, yeah, you write so lovely. I mean, you go into the depths, but in a way that's so, I don't know, like you just have a way with words. It's very,
That's so funny. That's what my partner says. Actually, that's
oh,
one of the
really?
title. That might be the title of my poetry book, "A Way with Words."
Oh, I
oh,
love that.
Yeah, that's so
there's
funny. That was a sign.
It's affirmed.
Yeah, it's affirmed.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Ah,
Thank you for the inspiration and reminding me.
Mm.
You know,
I could
it's so
listen to
easy
that
to forget.
poem like 10 times. It was so layered and so
mhm.
deep, and it hit so many chords. It's so powerful. It's so
Yeah.
beautiful. It just speaks, it's just wow. It's so relevant, to like where we are with wanting to heal. Everybody, we're all wanting to heal from our generations, and we're just ready,
Yeah.
and to honor it too, to honor the
And
pain.
like you said earlier about, it's a collective wound that we're all the things going on in the world, like we're feeling it collectively, and it truly is true. It is swirling in our DNA.
Mm.
Whether
It's
it's like your tribe or a different tribe, like I feel like we're all feeling it because we have no idea what our true lineage really is when it comes
Mhm.
down to it. I don't know if who knows, I've met Maya back in Lemuria,
Yeah, I
we have
think
no
so.
idea what's really going on here, but we feel it so
Right.
deeply, and poetry helps us express that, right? It helps us
Yeah.
express that. And sorry to interrupt, but yes, that's
Well, you can always go to the infinite cosmic records again.
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Oh my
I
goodness.
love about poetry is that your perspective of it is always like changing too, because depending on where you are in the process of your evolution, it's like you see it through a lens of many versions of yourself. And so it just accumulates as time goes on. So poetry just becomes like a lot of us were mentioning unity, collective consciousness, and it's so deep and rich. Sometimes there's just not even the right words. How do you come up with another word for passion, or you can and then use it yeah, it's just so incredible. It's actually very um I almost want to say like orgasmic and stimulating in a way too. Poetry can be very um sensual to me. It's a very romantic exchange of energy, as well. So I'm excited to hear what other people come up with. So don't be afraid to reach out, guys, because it could be. What are your thoughts on this, Rada, for Poems from the Heart? Are you open to individuals who would write in a passionate, way that's around maybe lust, love, sensuality of that nature? Are you open to that?
Yeah, it's all about the heart. Our heart
Yep. Okay.
feels everything from love to passion to grief to, renewal to
Awesome.
rebirth. I mean, when it comes to the heart, there's nothing off limits, right? Where our heart is our navigation, it's our companion in this life. It feels everything. It's a heartbeat, it's a pulse of our
Mhm.
life. So of course we feel everything through the chambers of our heart. And that's what makes it beautiful. And it's a whole spectrum of emotions that we feel as humans. And that's what makes us human, by the way. That's what makes us really special as a species, too, is that we have such a broad range of emotions. And, society often wants us to stay in this one little bracket and just like stay in the little bike lane when we feel so much more. And so I feel that it's like a creative rebellion is to write and to share our experiences. And have you ever read a poetry book or poems from somebody that lived like 100 years ago or something? And you're just like, it's unreal because you still feel the tapestry of their heart. And it's so relatable. It's almost like instant connection. And that's what I felt right now is like, listening to all of you, I felt instant connection. Like there's no time space barrier between us when we speak our poems. It's right there. And we're both breathing it. It's all pulsing through our consciousness, through our heart. I really believe that I can imagine if people around the world all wrote poetry and we all somehow found a way to share it and weave it together from all parts of the world, what kind of peace would that bring? That's the question I ask. What kind of peace would that bring? So
Great.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Rod. I just
Mhm.
have to go now, but
Yeah.
nice to see everyone here, and I'd love to continue this at another time.
Mhm.
So thank you, and I'll
Mhm.
have to exit.
Nice to
Much
Okay.
see
love
you,
to
Maya.
everyone.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining. I'm not sure. Is our dear sister here?
I
Anyhow.
believe she had to take off, but she did leave an email, Rada. If you want to,
Okay.
I copied and pasted that. I can forward it to you.
Okay, perfect. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining. Until next time, we start November 6th. So I am so excited to see you there. Mwah.